Posted on r/true off my chest. Title: My brother thought I'd forgive him for sleeping with my wife. He was so wrong. Hey Reddit. Strap in. This is going to be long, messy, and unhinged. Because that's exactly what my life became 2 years ago. And for the first time, I want to say it all. No filters. No sugarcoating. Just me. A man who was betrayed by the two people who were supposed to love him most. My name doesn't matter. Call me Jack. I'm 34. And I'm the guy who used to be invisible. The afterthought. The quiet one. The disappointment. Until the day everything blew up. Let's rewind. Growing up with the golden child. I grew up with a brother. His name's Chris. 2 years younger than me, but somehow always 10 steps ahead, at least in our parents' eyes. Tall, charismatic, charming. The kind of kid who got away with everything. He could punch a hole in the wall, and Mom would coo, he's just passionate. I got a B+ in math, and suddenly I was the family failure. When I got accepted to a university 3 hours away, I didn't cry at graduation. I remember packing up my car like I was escaping a prison. My dad shook my hand like I was a guest. My mom cried for Chris, because he was losing his best friend. I drove off blasting Nirvana and promising myself one thing. I'd never go back. Finding myself, and Karen. College saved me. I studied computer engineering, got into a startup scene, and built something real with some friends that eventually got bought out. Not life-changing money, but enough to set me up. But the best part? Karen. God, she was everything I thought I didn't deserve. Smart. Fierce. Beautiful in that kind of way that made rooms go quiet. We met at a student-run tech conference. She was studying marketing. She sat next to me and asked if I was as bored as she was. I cracked some stupid joke about the speaker's terrible haircut, and she laughed so hard she snorted. That snort. I fell in love with that damn snort. We dated for 5 years. Built a little life. Moved into a small home. Adopted a cat named Jelly Bean. And then we got married. Chris was my best man. Yeah. Let that sink in. The family I built, or so I thought. I distanced myself from my parents. Visits were rare. Phone calls awkward. They only ever wanted updates about Chris, what he was doing, who he was dating, what job he had, or lost. But when I married Karen, they suddenly pretended to care. She's gorgeous, Jack. How'd you land her? Your brother could have dated her first, if he met her before you, huh? She's like one of us. She fits better with us than with you. Red flags? Sure. But I ignored them. I thought I'd finally carved out a life that was mine. Fast forward to 2 years ago. Everything crashed. The day my world shattered. It was a Saturday. I remember because I was making pancakes. Blueberry ones, Karen's favorite. She was in the shower. Her phone buzzed on the counter and lit up. Chris Red Heart. I smiled. Chris and Karen had grown close. I thought it was cool they got along. I don't even know what I thought. The message preview? It said, I had a dream about last weekend again. Can't stop thinking about you. I stared at the screen like it would rearrange the letters into something else. Something innocent. Something right. I unlocked the phone. Yeah, she trusted me. Yeah, I had the code. There were hundreds of messages, photos, voice notes, videos, hotel receipts, private jokes, pet names. They'd been sleeping together for almost a year. The confrontation. I waited. I didn't rage. I didn't yell. I waited until she stepped out in her towel, smiling, humming. I said, How long have you been fucking my brother? Her smile dropped like I'd slapped her. She stuttered, lied, cried, admitted, begged. I recorded the entire thing. Then I called my parents on speaker. Told them what happened. You know what they said? Karen would never. She loves you. Don't destroy the family over a lie. I played the audio. The weeping. The confessions. Silence. Then my mom sobbed and said, "Oh my God, Chris. What have you done?" The fallout. Karen moved out. Chris went radio silent. My parents begged me not to go public. Not to punish Chris too hard. I told them they could all go to hell. I filed for divorce. Clean, no kids. Thank God. But it took months. The only peace I got was watching the house echo with emptiness while I packed up her crap. And you know what? Chris finally called. Left a voicemail. "Bro, I messed up. But come on. You know how she is. You know she wanted it. I'm your brother, man. Don't let this ruin us. I still love you." I saved that voicemail. Sent it to everyone in the family. Karma finally knocks. Turns out, my dad's company wasn't doing so hot. They'd been planning to pass the business, and the $2 million estate, to Chris. But after this, they cut him off. Wrote me into the will instead. Fully. They even sold their lake house. I found out from an old friend that Chris is couchsurfing with a girl who sells protein shakes on Instagram. I bumped into him a few months ago at a grocery store. He looked rough, thin, tired. No sparkle. No charm. He smiled like nothing happened. "Jack, let's talk." I laughed. Loudly. Told him, "You didn't just FCK my wife, man. You nuked your own future. And now you want a Band-Aid? Go FCK yourself, Chris." He started crying in the aisle. Grown man. Sobbed like a kid who lost his toy. I walked away. Why I'm writing this now? It's been 2 years. I've healed. I've dated. I've started therapy. I've traveled. But sometimes, I lie awake thinking of everything. The betrayal. The favoritism. The twisted family dynamics that led to this point. And I think of Karen. And her stupid snort laugh. I don't miss her. But I miss the version of her that I thought was real. And I think of Chris. And how he always got everything. Until he took the one thing that wasn't his. And now, he has nothing. I guess I just wanted to share it. Say it loud. Because no, Chris. I will never forgive you. Edit. Wow. Did not expect this to blow up. Thank you for all the support. For those asking if I got therapy. Yes. Highly recommend it. And no, I haven't heard from Karen since the divorce was finalized. She moved to another city. Good riddance. Second edit. I've had people ask if I plan to reconcile with my parents. Probably not. They only saw me when Chris fell. That's not love. That's convenience. Final edit. For now, don't ignore red flags. Don't let people gaslight you into shrinking for their comfort. And never, never underestimate the strength of someone who's been quiet too long. My brother thought I'd forgive him for sleeping with my wife. He was so wrong. Hi again, Reddit. Jack here. It's been just over a year since I posted about the nuclear betrayal that was my brother Chris sleeping with my wife, Karen. Since then, a lot of you have asked for updates. At first, I didn't think there was one. But now. Oh, now we have a sequel. And it's even more twisted than the original. Let me pour a drink, because you're gonna need one too. Where we left off. When I last posted, Chris had been disowned, Karen had vanished, and I had finally, started building something resembling peace. I got into therapy. I dated casually, nothing serious. I got promoted at my job, started lifting again, went on a couple trips. Ireland was stunning, by the way. Life wasn't perfect, but it was quiet. Then came the wedding invitation. The wedding of the damned. It was a gold-foiled envelope. No return address. Inside, a photo of Chris and Karen. Holding hands. Kissing. Engaged. The note said, "Jack, we'd love to have you at our wedding. We believe in second chances, in love, and in forgiveness. Let's start over, as a family. I laughed so hard I nearly dislocated a rib. The audacity? Immaculate. The delusion? Delicious. Let me repeat, my brother slept with my wife. And now they were getting married. To quote Karen from the night she left, "It wasn't supposed to go this far. Guess it did." The rabbit hole gets deeper. Naturally, I didn't respond. But curiosity is a hell of a drug. I hired a private investigator. Yes, I'm petty. And yes, I have the money. $2 million inheritance, remember. Here's where it gets dark. Chris has no job. None. He'd been mooching off Karen. She's working at a marketing firm where she lied about her resume and is on a PIP, performance improvement plan. They're living in a rented basement suite. Not a house. Not an apartment. A basement. With a shared bathroom. And the kicker? The wedding was being paid for by a GoFundMe. I'm not joking. Help us celebrate our love after overcoming family trauma and haters. I anonymously donated 1 cent. Left a comment that said, "Hope the buffet is better than your morals." They took it down the next day. The bombshell. Here's where everything spirals. My PI discovered something interesting. Karen had been cheating on Chris. Oh yes. With a co-worker. A married one. With 2 kids. She didn't know Chris knew. So what does my genius brother do? He shows up at the guy's house. Drunk. Screaming on the lawn. Threatening to call HR. Threatening to burn it all down. Guess who calls the cops? Karen. She tells them Chris is unstable, that he's been stalking her. That he's not safe to be around anymore. Chris gets arrested. He spent 3 nights in jail before my parents bailed him out. Yes, the same parents who disowned him. Funny how toxic family cycles crawl back when desperation kicks in. They called me. "Jack, we made a mistake. We never should have turned our backs on you. But please help your brother. He's spiraling." I said. "He fed my wife and you blamed me. You called her a better fit for the family. Now she's fed him over and you're looking for the only stable son you have. Go rot." Then I hung up. Blocked them. Every last one of them. The letter. A month ago, I got a handwritten letter in the mail. From Chris. It was long. Rambling. Crazed. He went from apologies to rage to begging to blaming me for stealing our parents' love. Yeah, that part broke my brain. The man who was literally breastfed compliments and praise is now saying I was the favorite? He ended the letter with, "You win, Jack. You took everything from me. I hope you're happy alone." And for the first time in a year, I realized something. I'm happy. Alone. Whole. Free. No more Karen. No more Chris. No more family politics. No more manipulation. No more making myself smaller so others can shine. Just me. And Jelly Bean, my cat. Who, by the way, hated Karen from day one. Should have listened to her. Final thoughts. You know what's funny? For years, I thought I was the broken one. The quiet one. The weak one. Turns out, surviving a house full of narcissists doesn't make you weak. It makes you indestructible. Chris thought I'd forgive him. Karen thought she'd level up. My parents thought they could always rely on me being the bigger person. They were all wrong. So here's my final message to them, in case they're reading this. I hope your choices keep you warm at night. I hope your regrets whisper louder than your pride. And I hope, really, truly, you understand now. Some betrayals don't deserve forgiveness. They deserve distance. And silence. Forever. Edit. Wow. Again. You guys are legends. Thanks for the support, the awards, the petty jokes. Might post another update next year if anything else explodes. Or if Jelly Bean writes a memoir. Who knows? Edit 2. For those asking, I've started writing a memoir-style blog. You've convinced me. It's called The Quiet One. Stay tuned.